It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielsen, Matt Cassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Two Guys and a Goalie. Dusty, Cass, and Gager back with you once again. And boys, it's good to see you. Cass, you were so close to joining us in the new studio here on Monday. We missed you, buddy.
I know. I told you guys I was turning into the parking lot, and then something that I could not ignore and had to get back to the office for came up literally as I was turning into the parking lot. So I was like, no, I was so disappointed. And then I just wasn't able to get back in time for you guys to be able to do it. So yeah, we'll make it happen though. And Dusty, I know there's more exciting things in the works, so we'll be, I'm sure, showing up there more than once. So
the studio's going to have enough for all of us. It's going to be enough room for all of us, boys. So it should be good. Gager, you got a good taste of it, man. It was nice, eh?
We should be able to each pick some art that we put up in there. That's what I was thinking.
Well, I think we're going to have we'll have to clear that with our sports memorabilia sponsor and say, do you mind if we put up some shitty art around here too? How's that going to work? I don't know if our studio sponsor is going to be cool with it.
Memorabilia counts as art. I wanted to get like a big mural of my face and put it up in there.
That's a huge picture of Cass's huge head. A huge heat on that boy.
Just the top of his head. Yeah.
We got a Tiger Woods cardboard cutout thing here that's creeping people out. It's just sort of creeping along the wall. It's a little greasy. Gager, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm all right. I think I got malaria.
What?
The mosquito problem in Edmonton right now is really bothering me. I'm taking my dog out, and usually I like to go for the long walks, and I feel bad for him because I got to come back in. I'm getting attacked out there, and I've kind of researched this. I got to quit drinking beer for the next few weeks because beer, I guess, is one of the contributors to mosquitoes. Mosquitoes always love me, but they really love me. My blood, I don't know if you've ever watched True Blood, Dusty, but I saw a mosquito land on me, and I looked at it, and it was filling up with blood, and it just fell over. I think my blood alcohol or IPA ratio in my bloodstream right now is so high that I'm irresistible to mosquitoes, and this guy just fell onto the pavement and just laid there, like with a belly full of my blood. So, yeah, I'm on the wagon.
Man, it's been so bad. Like yesterday, because we're going to take off to the cabin here tonight, and so I wanted to get the lawn all done before the weekend, and so I did it more in the evening just because I had a full day, lots going on, and it was horrible. It was horrible. And on top of that, like in the evenings, I don't know if you guys hear. I'm gonna turn this. Oh, got to turn it the other way. I just about done the door. It was supposed to be done in November of 2022, but it's up there. It's functional. I just got to put the handle on and do some finishing work on all the nail holes from getting everything attached. But I've been working on that quite a bit and doing it in my garage. And so usually, because I don't have good lighting in there, I usually have the garage door open, and that's mostly in the evening. Same thing. I'm doing it in the evenings. And it's just like, and I don't like using mosquito spray or bug spray. I don't want to put that stuff on me. I don't want to put it on my skin. I've found like I have been dousing myself because it's just bad. It was like every half a second when I was mowing yesterday, they're just eating me alive. It was just brutal.
What you do, Cass, is just go get the mosquito coils, pop it through, get an old hat, pop it through the top there, and just have the mosquito coil burning.
Just got to get a little put some tin foil on there too to catch the the ash.
Doesn't really matter.
That's
it's
a
an
great
old
idea.
hat, and then because I'm like you, I cannot stand the old Dracar Noir of dousing myself. I did that in high school. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah. Before we jump into this, I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
It came up because we're finishing. We're just about done that. We watched the Johnny Manziel documentary. We're like close-ish to the end of that quarterback documentary, the Netflix show, which has been awesome. I've really loved it. Drew Brees is like, or Drew Brees. Wolf. That's
Poor Cass.
Oh. I'm just going to stop there. Anyways.
It looks good though, doesn't it? Like I watched the first part.
Show. Yeah, it's really good. so we started talking yesterday because NFL is going to get rolling again here soon. Obviously, I cheer for the Elks in the CFL. Not that I like to tell anybody that these days outside of Edmonton. We have decided, because I've been a Packers fan and have always been a Packers fan, but she's like, what would be really fun? And we've talked about this a little bit before. Like if we just pick a team that we're going to start cheering for and like following and be fans of in the States. And we want to do one where it's like there's no prior allegiances. So couldn't be Green Bay, couldn't be Houston, couldn't be Minnesota. Kind of those three teams are out. But we have to pick a new team to cheer for, basically. Not anything to be in a bandwagon. It doesn't have to be a good team. We want it to be somewhere where it's like nice to go visit. So it'd be like fun to do like a family trip to go watch an NFL game somewhere. So I don't know if you guys could start thinking, or anyone watching could start thinking, I need some suggestions here of which team to start to cheer for. So, I'd like it to be one where the jersey is nice. Like I want a good jersey. I want a good team you can get behind. And
wow.
So I feel like it's a big decision, which is why I wanted to bring it up with you guys. Like I want to do my homework on this to make sure that I pick somewhere where it's just like good destination city, good jerseys, players that I can cheer for, because I'm not a big NFL fan. Like I enjoy it, but she's like, it'd be fun. Like on Sundays then as a family, you can kind of start to watch it and make it a Sunday thing. So we've been talking about it. Wanted some thoughts.
Gager, do you have any suggestions?
Oh, it's a no-brainer. He goes with the Jets. That way he keeps kind of his allegiance to Green Bay.
That's not warm. That's not warm.
Okay, I got one for you.
You don't go to a warm place to watch a football game, guys. You take that shirt off in minus 25 degree weather and paint your face and let her buck. All right, let's get real here.
I would suggest, Kat, you guys know that I'm not a big you guys are financial guys. I don't have a lot of investments and things like that, but I have put a lot of my money into Trevor Lawrence rookie cards, and he's with Jacksonville. It's warm. I think Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. They've got a head coach in there now who's won a Super Bowl in the past. I think Nathan Rourke is there from a Canadian perspective, and I think their jerseys are pretty slick looking too. So I'd throw some support behind Jacksonville.
I got Jacksonville decently high on the list right now.
You do, hey? Good.
Yeah, because of Lawrence. Like I like Lawrence.
He's a cool dude, right? He just reeks of like movie quarterback guy. It's just.
And second to that is my daughter's favorite team is the Jags, and they're her favorite team because a jaguar is kind of like a leopard, and a leopard is her favorite animal. So she's like, therefore, this is like we had a Jags game on once, and she was just like, "Daddy," like she saw the logo at center field. She's like, "Is that a leopard?" And I'm like, "No, honey, it's a jaguar. It's a Jacksonville Jaguar." She's like, I'm cheering for Jacksonville Jaguars because it's like a leopard. That's how it starts for her. So I have it decently high on my list. They're high on my list. I think my wife is leaning more towards one of the California teams, but I'm kind of like I can't cheer for San Francisco. I feel like the Chargers are the only California team I can cheer for. So she's probably got them pretty high.
Chargers have a cool logo too, though. And Herbert's a good quarterback. They just always seem to be like. They're like the San Jose Sharks, right? They thought they were awesome and they could win it one time, and then the Sharks absolutely just kept shit in the bed, right? So,
was that play that Rourke made that? Did anyone see? Was that play that?
Oh, I saw it. I was calling the BC Lions game while he was playing in that game, and they played it on the jumbotron at BC Place, and the place went nuts.
Yeah,
that play was insane. Like
that was crazy. Yeah, unreal play. Yeah,
that was nuts. Yeah, it was. It was pretty good. I thought that was good. All right, so a little bit of slow time. Now, Gage and I were talking on Monday, Cassie. You have to be ready. It's time to put together our top 50 players in the National Hockey League again, right? So we'll all submit our lists, and then you'll bitch about how you had guys that were way too high and we didn't have them on our list, and it should be a lot of fun again. So we'll get to that. But today I put together 8 would you rather questions. Okay, so this should be fun, I think. And I think there's a couple non-hockey questions, but for the most part, they're hockey questions. So we'll kind of lay it out. You guys can pick, and then if there's a debate, we can debate on it. But would you rather be the head coach of the Canucks or the head coach of the Leafs?
Leafs.
Leafs, eh? Just like that?
Leafs. Yeah. They got. I mean, it's a team that's close to winning. I mean, I know.
But what about coaching in Toronto? Like that's a hot bed, man. Like,
yeah, it would be hard, but to me, it's like I'd take that chance to have to win a cup because they do have a chance, right? Like as much as I don't like the Leafs, I to me
they do. You're right. From a team perspective, they're at a different level, right? They're at a different level than, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like it might be more relaxed coaching the Canucks, and they got some really good pieces there too. Gager, are you leaning? You're a Kitsilano boy, though, right? Like it's tough.
Oh yeah, I'm going home, Dusty.
Yeah, you're going home.
Sure. I'm going home, and we're taking that team out of the garbage that they're in, and I'm winning a Jack Adams. Perfect. Back
there
home.
You go.
I might get some free beers at my old hangout.
All right. Would you rather start a franchise with the Tkachuk brothers or the Hughes brothers?
Ooh.
Oh, Tkachuk, for sure.
Yeah, but with the Hughes, there's three of them.
There's three,
and you're getting two defensemen and a franchise center. I'd argue the two most important positions outside of goaltending. You'd still go two Tkachuks over three Hughes. That third Hughes is going to be ridiculous too.
I'd probably take the Hughes. You have two D-men. That just like you lock down your decor there, and you get a franchise.
But the Tkachuks are unique, right? They're almost unicorns in today's game.
That's the thing is where you have two of those guys, you have one on one line and one on the other line, like your first and second lines, and it's just nasty to play against. Like not only can they score, but it's like they play playoff hockey. Those guys, man, that's a tough one. I probably lean towards the Hughes just because of the numbers, just because you get three of them, and that's just another player to start.
And a couple of D-men assists.
I gotta go with the Hughes. Although I
think I'm leaning tough. Hughes, but Gager, you're still gonna stick with the Tkachuk boys?
Yeah, I'm bringing Walt back. You see the size of him now? I'm putting him in front of
Put him in front of the net. Hell, you put him in the net.
15.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm going all three Tkachuks. Dad, son, it's going to be like the House way back when.
It would be, it would very much be a differently built team. I don't know if you want to play against either of them, but like Jack Hughes is a stud. He's a 100-point guy. Quinn's almost a 100-point guy on the back end as well, and then the other brother. But that'd be a different team to play against, let's say, in the postseason than a team constructed around the Tkachuks, right? So, yeah, that was a good question. I think I'd lean with the two defensemen and a 100-point forward. But
do you think like you said, Dusty, what's better? Like I think that trio of Hughes is almost cash it in. You're making the playoffs, but come the second season, who's more valuable to your team at that point? Mm-hmm. Like we already saw what Matthew can do when he's arguably going into this year as the best player of what he was able to accomplish in the playoffs last year. So imagine both of them doing something like that when it matters most. I just don't think that the Hughes have that intangible that the Tkachuks have in the playoffs in a 7-game series for sure.
All right, let's do this one. I think I know where you guys come out on this one. We've talked a lot about this over our years doing two guys and a goalie, which of course, as always, brought to you by our great partners at CoolBet. Few NHL futures right now over at CoolBet, but this is a good one here. Would you rather eliminate from existence Star Wars or Marvel?
Oh, shoot. Oh, God. Why didn't you send us this before?
I know, so I should have because I scribbled it down before. I did this while I was sitting here sending you guys the link, so it's not like I prepped for this. I'll give you guys a second to think, and I'll say this. My answer, walking out of Endgame, would have been, I would never, ever, ever, ever surrender this. But as I watch Star Wars now with my family and my kids, and the fact that Marvel's kind of dropped off a bit, I mean, I might lean Star Wars right now, but it would be tough to eliminate that run from Iron Man up until Endgame. That might be the greatest movie run of all time. So I don't know.
I have to go Star Wars, being a kid that was born in the 70s, and when Star Wars came out, that
So you would keep Star Wars. You would keep Star Wars.
It's molded me
Yeah.
into the man I am today. Dusty.
And may the force be with you, KJ.
Sci-fi. It's the way I've lived my life as a Sith Lord for most of it, and
You and Jar Jar.
yeah, that's the reason why
That's a Sith Lord for most of it.
that's why I'd have to keep that.
This just breaks my heart, even having to talk about this, man.
Look, man, we only ask the hard questions on the Two Guys and Goalie podcast. Come on, step up.
I got to eliminate Star Wars.
Wow.
And my reason being not just the movies, but the comic books.
Oh,
well.
okay. That's a good point. Marvel had a much better comic book run.
Yeah. I got to like some of those classic fantastic storylines, like your Secret Invasion, which they're kind of trying to do, and they're not doing a great job thus far.
No, I couldn't get into Secret Invasion. It was
you know what? They didn't. It had such potential to be like super spy thriller, like where you don't know who's who, what's going on, and you're just always guessing. And it just got formulaic. So I don't think they did a great job of it. My wife liked it. I wasn't huge on it. But like the comic books, those are great. The Civil War storyline was unbelievable. Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah.
Some of the Ultimate storylines were fantastic. I gotta save Marvel.
Such a tough question, though. I'm sorry. Look, guys,
brutal.
I'm sorry to do this to you. It's just these tough questions, like this one, for example. Would you rather have seen Wayne Gretzky play for the Leafs or the Flames?
Leafs. Oh, yeah, Leafs.
Careful what you say, Cass. You answered quick there, but
I know. No, I think I answered quick, and I think I got to stick with it. That's what my heart would say. Was it would be painful either way. It would be less painful on the Leafs.
Yeah, I would.
Another brutal question.
That's
Dustin.
terrible to say, but I would have enjoyed seeing Wayne as a Leaf. Like,
ooh.
Going,
Gager, stop now. I mean,
but just that he's going home. That whole thing. He's from the area, right? Hometown kid just goes crazy in Toronto, and I don't see him. I see him in the old Maple Leaf Gardens, right? Like the
old garden. Yeah, that would have been kind of neat. We saw him torch them when he was with the Kings, right?
Yeah,
what if he was on the other side, right? Like,
So they probably win a couple cups with it.
I would puke less watching him in a Leafs uniform than a Flames jersey, right? I think that's probably the best way to look at it. Yeah. All right. Would you rather travel through time in a car or a phone booth?
Car. Then when I get wherever I'm going, I can drive. I see things. What if you time travel to a place where there's no cars?
Yeah, but the DeLorean just doesn't work in the 50s, Cass. So they had to hide that thing,
but
right?
he didn't specify it has to be the DeLorean. It was a car.
Well, a car, but what if, like, for example, you bump into what happened in 1885 and the fuel line was broken? If you're in a telephone booth, I mean, it just works, right? I think you could be more inconspicuous in a telephone booth as well.
Yeah, and I do a lot of changing when the people need me in a telephone booth already when I change into my costume. So I'm gonna go telephone booth.
You change
his Sith Lord costume.
Yeah, outside of Commonwealth before he goes into Sling Wieners.
Marvel doesn't exist, so he's dressing. He's putting on a Sith Lord costume.
I'm a huge time travel nerd. I think it'd be way cooler. Like if I had to own one, I'd rather own a DeLorean. But I don't know. I feel like it might be more convenient to hop around in a telephone booth. I almost forgot what it was called because I haven't seen one in 15 years. We went into Best Buy yesterday, and Matt was with me and my kids. And Elizabeth doesn't know what a CD is. And I was just like, well, I guess not. She's 6. Like we don't watch DVDs at the house. Everything's online, right? But that was a kind of a wake up call. I was just like, my God. Like, all right, this is an interesting one. The Oilers fans will find this one, I think, kind of crazy. But so McDavid and Draisaitl are gone. Would you rather build the Oilers forward group around Nuge, Hyman, or Kane?
I'm going Hyman just because of the way he plays. Like he's going to set a standard of effort and accountability. I think he over the whole course of an 82 game schedule, Zach Hyman is awesome. Like, yeah, there's sometimes play falls off here. It's natural, but he gives an honest effort every night that I think that that's crucial for young guys coming up and seeing at the NHL level.
So does Nuge though. I'm gonna go with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Can you take the center in this situation? Like,
I take the center. He's a center. He's a center. I think you could build better around him than Hyman.
That's tough though. I'm
torn. You almost said Kane, hey? Because I'm kind of torn between Hyman and Nuge. So I find it interesting that you said you almost would say Kane.
Well, just I see his effect in all his off ice stuff now, like just how he's been able to kind of resurrect his image and his career. Like he's a solid stand-up citizen.
The Kane that we've seen in Edmonton is nothing like the Kane that everybody said was coming to Edmonton, right? It's just it's pretty basic.
Ask me this in a year. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. Hopefully we never have to worry about it. But I thought it was an interesting question. All right, here about this one. I think probably know where you go but who would you rather start in a must-win game? Billy Ranford or Cujo?
I'm gonna go with my kid heart and go with Cujo. Both fantastic. Cujo, just those big saves in those big moments that we saw, I couldn't get away from. So I'm going to go with Cujo.
Both former roommates of mine.
Sorry to put you in a tough spot. Hey, who was the better roommate?
Cuj.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you. Billy.
You told us about Billy. Yeah.
Curtains open, Oprah on. Didn't care if I was still sleeping. Cuj was quiet. Like if I was sleeping, he wouldn't wake me up, which wasn't always good because I'd sleep through the bus. But I go Billy just because he did it.
He did it, right? He won it.
He won it. Won the Conn Smythe. I gotta go with the kick, save, and a beauty.
Kick, save, and a beauty indeed. All right, final one. Would you rather give up for the rest of your life steak or beer?
Probably
right
beer.
Now it's beer because I got malaria. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'd probably give up beer. I mean,
I don't drink a ton of beer anyway. Like when I'm at home, I'll have a spice rum and Diet Coke or something, right? It's not. So I'm not big like have 18 pack in the fridge all the time type of guy. So. But that being said, I'm also not good enough to barbecue steak myself. So I'm kind of torn on this one.
Yeah, I got to go steak. Or keep the steak. Keep the steak.
You keep the steak? Yeah.
Keep the steak. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's unanimous. We all love steak.
Sorry,
yeah.
beer.
Sorry, beer. Be better. It's you're gonna have to step up a level here. All right, that's gonna do it for another episode of Two Guys and a Goal. That was a fun little thing. And then we'll start to put together Monday. I'm traveling, so we want an episode Monday, but we'll start to put together, or maybe we do that for the next week. Put together our top 50 list, and then start to drop that here through the month of August. And Cass will get you by here for a tour at some point in the new Edmonton Sports Talk offices. And you guys got big plans this weekend. Is anybody flying to Calgary tonight on a small plane at 6:00? No.
Nope.
No.
Cash,
you went out to the lake all weekend?
I think so.
Oh,
probably.
Nice. That's good.
Nice.
Gager, what do you? I mean, obviously you're dealing with some stuff with these mosquitoes, but you're gonna be all right.
But I gotta go. I've neglected mowing my backyard. It's like the Amazon.
Oh no.
So
have fun with that.
I'm going. That's where I've already lit some.
So if you get lost this weekend, we know where to look for you.
Yeah, just come on down to the Amazon.
Yeah.
You'll find me down there.
All right, boys. You have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Later.